happens when you take a corporate fashion designer, mix in deep Jamaican and Puerto Rican roots, and add a massive dose of Jersey and New York hustle. You get Lisette Scott, the brilliant founder and creative force behind the jewelry brand Jam Rico. From her national collections with Target and Claire's to being hand-selected by global giant H&M for their exclusive Style Shop showcase in New York and on stage at Essex Fest, Lisette is scaling a major empire. But she's also a North Jersey powerhouse, running local jewelry workshops in Harlem, hosting community events right here at Jones Road Beauty in Montclair, and serving as co-president of the PTA at Park Street Academy, all while raising her 3 kids and being an amazing wife. Lisette, welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. What was the exact moment that you knew that you wanted to jump into entrepreneurship, make beautiful jewelry, and become a business owner?
I started thinking about where I wanted to be in the fashion industry and started applying to different jobs. And every time I got the application, I thought, I don't know, like, what's my next thing? Am I going to work for another corporation for the next 5 years? And I wasn't excited anymore. So I started thinking about what would be my next step. And a little voice kept saying in the back of my head, start your own business, do something different, try something new. And I decided to create my own jewelry brand. I always loved jewelry, and I took that leap.
What was the scariest part about that?
The scariest part would be that I had worked while starting my business, and you always in the back of your mind are a little concerned if your customers will like it. So you think, okay, I made this product, will it sell? Will you like it? You ask family and friends, they love it. But the real test is to see if someone that's not your family and friends will enjoy the product as well. So our first event that we did was at Essex Fest that they used to have in Brooklyn under the Brooklyn Bridge. It was like a style fest that they would create, and they had different brands. That was my first opportunity to sell to a wider audience. The product flew. Everyone shopped, everyone had a great time, and that's when I knew we had something good.
Okay. There's highs and lows in business. That's definitely a high in your business, right? Yes. But we know that in entrepreneurship, there are lows as well. So exactly. Every entrepreneur goes through a moment where they look at their bank account and they say, what was I thinking? You know, have you had any of those moments? And is there anything that you've said to yourself or done for yourself that's kind of helped pull you out of those moments?
Whenever you start your brand, you always have to make big investments at first. Put a lot of funds into your inventory, marketing, whatever it has to be. And those can be some hefty bills. So when you decide to take that leap to make that investment, that's always very scary because you're not sure what the end result will be. But I think when you make that investment, you have to also trust that you did the research, you figured out who's going to purchase it, where you're going to sell it, and have that plan in motion. So when you get that product, when you're ready to launch that next collection, you can go off and running with it. So you have to somewhat have this trust within yourself. You can have advisors, you can have people that mentor you, but in the end, it's going to end up for you to make that decision and how you're going to pivot after you make that big purchase. So I feel like for me, whenever I make that big investment, I have to trust that I'll be able to sell, I'll be able to get that inventory flipped or get that profit that I'm looking to bring into the business, and trust in myself.
It's worked out for you so far.
Yes, yes.
What's one thing about running the business that customers may not see that maybe takes the most out of you?
I ran the business for many years as a solo entrepreneur, so having that responsibility to always do the marketing, do the sales, do the customer service, do the pitching all on my own was something that at first I was very proud of. I can do this. This is my brand. But then as you grow and scale and there's more opportunity for you, you have to figure out how to have that CEO mindset of what's next and how can I execute faster and more efficiently. So now that I'm getting to that point of the brand scaling and growing, I'm taking those steps to make sure that happens.
We've talked about that big moment that you had at Essex Fest where your items were selling, right? Your pieces were selling. And so I'm curious, was that it, or have there been other moments where you said to yourself, wow, I'm doing this. This is working. Like it's happening the way I've dreamed it to happen.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I would say our biggest push was during COVID when everyone was shut down. I just updated the website, just got inventory in, and everything was shut. So my first scare was we wouldn't be able to pop up, we wouldn't be able to see our customer, we wouldn't be able to sell in person, we wouldn't be able to get more merchandise. But everything kind of aligned at that time. And with the new inventory, new website, new look, it went viral. And so we were getting orders like crazy during the day, during the night. We were barely sleeping because we were so excited, me and my husband, and just figuring out what would be the next step. And that was very reassuring as a business owner during that time when there was so much unknown, to know that people can still find us, people can still shop online and support.
I love that. In a time where the world was filled with so much uncertainty,
Yes.
it created even more opportunity for you and just more encouragement
Yes,
for you
we're
to
lucky.
keep going forward. I'm glad you did.
Yes, absolutely.
So, if you had one piece of advice to put on a billboard over Bloomfield Avenue in Montclair, New Jersey,
Yes.
what would that advice be to aspiring entrepreneurs?
As I've bootstrapped my way to grow this business, I think we have to think about how to have that investor mindset of how can I scale it to get to XYZ point, or even if you're not thinking of selling to an investor, have your business ready to present, how to pitch that, how to get it to the next scale, because you never know who might come knocking on your door, who might see your business and say, well, I have this opportunity, and you're not ready. So you don't ever want that to happen. So when you're first starting off, instead of having that bootstrap mindset of like, I'm going to get there, I'm going to push, I'm going to build, always be like, well, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever's going to happen. I know XYZ to create 100,000 products of this one thing that you want, because you only get that one shot most times, and you don't want to miss the opportunity.
Right. And I know that you're telling the truth because this is how you've gotten your partnerships with Target and Claire's and Essence Fest and Velvet Lush here in Montclair.
Yes, exactly. I think the way we have to see our business is to always think about it is a representation of yourself first, but also how can you show the world what you have to offer, and how can you get that out to the masses.
Great. The one thing that I always wish for, anybody running a business is that more people can see you. So do you have any partnerships or events coming up that you can talk about where everybody can come support?
Yes, absolutely. We have our biggest event yet for the summer will be at the MC Hotel in Montclair, New Jersey, right on Bloomfield, bringing an amazing DJ that will be highlighting all Caribbean music. We want to bring the culture to Montclair, bring it to the rooftop, bring all the vibes. And that will be a way for us to get to know more clients in the community, but also showcase our work there and have a good time.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be there.
Yes.
Love a good Caribbean party.
Yes, it'll be on Thursday, July 23rd from 8 to midnight.
All right. So we'll see you at the MC Hotel.
Yes. See you there.
Now, if for some reason somebody can't make it to this event, which I don't know why anybody wouldn't make it a point to be at this event, but let's say you can't make it to the event, where can people find you?
So you can find us in Montclair at the Velvet Lush Boutique, which is right by the Walnut Street train station. You can hop on over, see our full collection, try on anything that you might like, you can purchase here. And then you can head to our website also. If there's something that you want to get custom, we do custom jewelry, but our website is jamandrico.com, and you can find us on Instagram and TikTok as Jam Rico.
Awesome. Yes. Lisette, thank you so much for taking the time out today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. And guys, please go check out Jam Rico. Get yourself a little razzle dazzle. Okay.
Absolutely. And come to Velvet Lush.
Yes.
They have beautiful jewelry and beautiful clothes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.